What's up, wrestling fans? It is Joe Cronin, joined by Jake DeMarco. A morning before, or it's afternoon now, I guess, before Monday Night Raw. If you guys missed it, the Drew Galloway interview, formerly Drew McIntyre. Lots of people, I guess, don't understand what TNA is, but Drew McIntyre was in the WWE. Drew Galloway, in an interview with me in the last video. Go check that out if you haven't seen it at some point, maybe after this video. Plus, of course, last night's review is up. And I also want to let you know that if you make sure that you're a patron on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, go over there and become a patron because, you're going to get some stuff today. If you are a patron of $3 or more, or is it $5 or more? I don't know what it is. I think it's $5 or more. No, it's $3 or more. I don't fucking know. It's $3. It's $3 or more. If you're a patron of $3 or more, you today will get a special podcast that we'll be uploading in a few minutes, actually. So look for that in your mail so that you can hear the exclusive podcast. We're going to talk about Ryback and an altercation he got in with somebody, and it's kind of some interesting stuff over there. It will be on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. But let's get to the player of the day inducted. Holla, 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 holla. Teddy Long inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2017. Look at that freaking tie. Are you surprised by this one? I was actually a little bit surprised. However, the one thing to take into account is how long this guy has been in the business and how old he is.
Exactly. I mean, he definitely earned his spot, that's for sure. I'm only surprised because it came out of left field. Like, we haven't talked about Teddy Long. We haven't seen him. You know, he hasn't been, I don't want to say relevant because he's always relevant, playa. But I always enjoyed him as SmackDown general manager and his tag team loving eccentricness. But, you know, it just feels odd. You know, we haven't seen him. His name hasn't been, crossing our minds in a long time, but it's well deserved. So I'm happy for him.
I'm actually really happy. Yeah. This guy, first of all, when I met him that day when I was at that show that me and Justin Bailey did a kind of a shoot talk about my experience, he was just a nice guy. And I loved talking to him. Some people gave him some love, but he was kind of alone for a while. A lot of people skipping over him to go see Sting or whatever, but I enjoyed the hell out of talking to this guy. And if you want to know more about Teddy Long, he does an absolutely amazing, phenomenal shoot interview with, I think it might be kayfabe commentaries or it's RF Video. I think it's RF Video. Maybe they're the same now. I don't even know. But he does a shoot interview with RF Video. And, you can go watch the preview for it. But it is so awesome. Like, they're not even a sponsor of the show. They're not even paying me to say this. But I wish I was getting something for stuff because I'd push the hell out of it. But I'll tell you, the friggin' shoot interview he does is amazing. It's so good.
That was very riveting. I remember you telling me to watch that, and he gets real down and dirty and very truthful. He's very insightful about what went on backstage and everything about, him, The Undertaker, things like that. So it's definitely worth a listen.
Recently I heard him in an interview where he was talking about that the people that went down to, like, Texas or something for that show that the guy, like, overbooked and couldn't pay any of the wrestlers. And the wrestlers came from, like, all over the place, like, including Teddy. And Teddy was like, yeah, I was upset, but I was more worried about the people who came here expected a payday and didn't have any money, So that was the one where...
He's always very caring, yeah.
Well, somebody's house, like, flooded or something during that. I remember that happened. I don't remember who it was, but I don't know. Anyway, that was a good interview, too. But no, Teddy Long has been in the business for so long. That's what my point I was getting to. Is if you listen to these interviews, if you listen to these shoot interviews, you just realize how long Teddy Long has been in the wrestling business. You really don't understand. Like, you think he's, been around for maybe those few years on SmackDown as the GM, but maybe you forgot that he was a referee in the WWE for years, Maybe you forgot that. And then maybe, you missed out when he was a referee. I think he was in WCW and then just other places. The guy's been, I think he got started later in the business, but he has been in the business longer than maybe people think. And
absolutely.
I love that they're doing this now. Before he gets really old and stuff like that, he still knows what's up. I love it. This is a feel-good induction, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. He didn't return to managing until 2003, but before that, and then, like you said, in 1998, he became a manager in NWA. His professional career, though, was at Jim Crockett's promotion for World Championship Wrestling in 1985.
Wow, a year after I was born, so, there you go.
I mean, he's 69 years old, and he's been doing this for over just about 3 decades. So
You say 69? No. Congratulations to Teddy Long. That's what we really want to say. We're so happy that Teddy Long. I'm happy that Teddy Long is inducted. Who do we have now? We got the Rock and Roll Express. We got Teddy Long, and we have the big one.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle is the big one. So there's three right there. This is phenomenal. You talk about three. I mean, I think that's 3 home runs. To be honest, I'm friggin' loving this Hall of Fame right now. This is gonna be a party. I mean, Ultimate Warrior, Scott Hall, Jake Roberts. That year was awesome too. Man, I'm excited for the Hall of Fame. Real quick on another note, we do want to talk about. Let's move on from Teddy Long. Congratulations, Teddy. We're real happy. Yada 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 yada. Playa. But we have to talk about Rosa Mendez. You brought up this list the other day that we're going to go into depth in a different video, I believe, about this list of people that are going to be let go or fired or leave the WWE. And you've already got one off the list because Rosa Mendez was one that was going to get released, but she just retired today.
Yep, she went ahead and she jumped the shark basically a while ago. She hasn't been relevant or on TV in quite some time. Also, that due to the fact that she got pregnant. But does anyone really remember her for anything, unfortunately, besides her having a wardrobe malfunction? I mean, some people addressed that earlier on Twitter. She hasn't been wrestling, so it's not a big loss to the company. But she did announce her retirement.
She seems like a sweet girl, but other than that, I mean, I don't really even understand why she was in this wrestling business this long. I don't get it.
Reality star, pulling power. Basically, people did tune in to watch her on Total Divas. She tested well with audiences that watched programming, so they kept her on a bit longer, just for Total Divas. But I think that ship has sailed. So
yeah, she did all right with what she did. Just never anything that I thought maybe it was valuable to. Never any value to me much. I mean, Fandango, exactly. Didn't she dance with him once or something?
Yeah, she was a valet for him.
Oh, and we didn't even talk about Summer Rae being released the other day. Everybody just kind of went, "Oh yeah, Summer Rae was released by the WWE." She's another one. All the former Fandangoans are gone.
Yep, she was let go as well, and we kind of saw that coming though. Yeah, but she again is another one that hasn't been seen for a long time.
She's one though that I feel like was not utilized right. I like Summer Rae. I thought she had a lot more personality. At one point she's trying to help Eva Marie wrestle. Technically, Eva Marie is still with the company and Summer Rae isn't. That's a travesty.
It is indeed. I mean, I was never crazy about her. I know you enjoyed her. You gave her the benefit of the doubt. But maybe I would have enjoyed her more had she been booked properly, put into a decent storyline that wasn't about a cold fish with Rusev. I mean, she didn't get to wrestle that often. And when she did wrestle, she didn't get to face any, decent opponents for the most part. It seemed like she was improving a little bit toward the end. And then she ended up having a slap fight with Lana, and that was the last we saw of her. So...
And I know that, normally she's the type of girl you would think that we'd complain about from the old divas type of regime, but I thought of all the old diva type of bimbo women that they may have brought in, to take their shirts off in a panties match. I felt like Summer Rae had a badassery when she was a heel. Like, she was almost kind of like, how Maurice, I would say Maurice, like that's the guy. Maurice, how Maurice is with The Miz. Except for Maurice is more quiet, Summer Rae is more loudmouth, but I just thought Summer Rae really did a great job. And she was even in a movie not that long ago. I mean, I don't know, maybe the movie
Yeah, she was in with WWE Productions. They put her 2 different movies, I believe, actually. That's part of the reason she was off TV initially, but they never had her come back on. I mean, I'll concede and give you that one. She did have a certain amount of flair. She had a good amount of attitude, and she definitely had a perfect resting bitch face. I mean, she was able to convey that she was pissed off, and she did that well. But I just personally didn't care for her. Like I said, maybe she was booked differently, I would have enjoyed her more. But to me, it's not that big of a loss.
I mean, because of the strength of the division right now, it's not a big deal. It's just, to me, I feel like she's another one that I just feel like they didn't really fully utilize her. Like, you could say that you could release her right now and say, oh, yeah, she's going to be in the WWE. I don't know how long she was in the WWE for, 2 years, 3 years, maybe 3 years. If she's been in the WWE 3 years, I just feel like with the 3 years she was here, you could have utilized her for a lot more than what she was used for. I feel like there was starts and stops with her career. And when I saw her perform, I said, she's never going to be like, wrestling in the main event like Charlotte or something like that. But she could have been doing a lot of other stuff, especially with her personality. She could have been working
with developmental talents and helping build them up. Yeah.
She's like Alicia Fox to me. She's like the white Alicia Fox. Like Alicia Fox and Summer Rae, I feel like they're people that were needed. Like they're not the biggest, the best like chain wrestlers or whatever, but they can sort of get it done, and they have a personality that you can use for things. And I don't know. I just felt like they added depth to the roster. They were valuable depth. But maybe, when we start to see NXT girls come up, it'll get better. But, I mean, with the state that Raw's in, I mean, there's like 3 girls on the Raw show. There are 3 women. I mean, supposedly, is Emelina going to debut tonight? We're going to talk about that in the next video, too. So we got more to talk about. We got WWE releases. And
I've got some Raw news myself to bring up.
So we're going to talk about the WWE possible releases, Emelina's debut, and more news on Raw in the next video, so look for that. That will be another video popping up in a few for you. And, of course, if you want to hear the patron video, go over to patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Become a patron, and you will hear us talk about Ryback and his fight in the backstage with a certain WWE wrestler. Guys, click on those videos there. And join us in the next video. Do you have something else, Jake?
No, that's it. I do agree. Somebody has to eat the pin. So that's where Alicia Fox and, Summer Rae, people like that, Rosa Mendez, were good to have. I mean, that's a bad way of looking at it, but
I never thought Rosa Mendez needed to be there at all, though. Summer Rae, I felt like, okay, she can do some stuff. Rosa Mendez, to me, was, besides dancing, was nothing.
Yeah, she was more the mainstay of the Divas era. So I'll agree with you there.
Rosa Mendez was great on Total Divas. She did a great job on Total Divas. I will give you that. But as far as in WWE, there's nothing.
She always wanted to be more of an actress, though. She never. I don't really ever see her wanting to be a true wrestler.
I would actually watch Rosa Mendez, like if she was going to teach me how to clean a house the right way and like put makeup on your kids or something. Like I would like watch that with her. Not that I really would watch that, but she's entertaining in that way.
I see your point. Yeah, she has that instructional quality, or yeah,
or just to follow her in your everyday life and stuff, and see how she does things like that. She's just very watchable there. But as far as wrestling goes,
she is personable. I'll agree there.
Wrestling wise, though, no care. I don't understand why she's there. Guys, you can click on these videos with your phone right now. Use your cell phone. You can do it on your tablet. Push the screen. You can go watch these next videos if you haven't seen them. Again, Patreon.com. If you support with $3 or more, you will see the video for the Ryback situation that we were going to talk about. And stay tuned for our Raw preview as well.